Alright, we got a package here, courtesy of Patrick. Alright, so let's go ahead and open it. Now by the video title, you'll already know what's in here, so I don't really need to do too much of that. I hope this camcorder I'm using right now is recording, because it gave me some problems earlier with the tape. It seemed to be working, so I decided to go through with my plan to use it. Hopefully it is actually working, because I only get one shot at this. Okay, I'm going to have to probably pause the camera and cut this tape. Alright, are we ready for the big reveal? Ta-da! Bubble wrap! Now, obviously I did not get this big wad of bubble wrap. No. Instead, I got a perfect example of why we do not browse eBay at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's right, another camcorder. But this one is very interesting, because this is a Sony Handycam Vision CCD-TRV16 Video8 XR. I had no idea that the extended resolution functionality actually was applied to any Video8 cameras. I've got plenty, or seen plenty, certainly. I have one Hi8 XR, but I've never seen any Video8 XR equipment before. But not only that, but this is a really fancy Video8 unit. Not only does it have a flip-out color LCD viewfinder, view screen I should say, I think it's got a colored viewfinder as well. We'll find out when we power it up. But it has Sony's night shot system, which is really cool. So this is a really full-featured camcorder. Unfortunately, it uses the newer style infilithium battery system as opposed to the older style, which is what I was kind of hoping it would have used. So I'm gonna have to go get my other power supply out. But regardless, it looks like it does actually have stereo microphones there. You can see 0 lux night shot. There's the lens. Power controls. This thing, I think, is pretty much identical as a camera body. In fact, let me go get it out. The CCD-TRV16 that I have. Well, I have limited space on my workbench, but yes, these are pretty much identical control layout-wise. There is a slight difference up here, but for the most part, it is pretty much the same. Alright, so there are the controls once we flip up the view screen there. And it's pretty standard stuff. It does have the display, the date and time display, the titler, and the anti-ground shooting and 5-second record mode switch. Sierra 2025 goes under here, almost certainly dead. I have a battery pack. This might actually be a black and white viewfinder. I know it's black and white on the TRV16, so this might be black and white, a black and white picture tube. And also, the other thing that I did is I flipped out this little thing here, which covers the AV outputs, outputs. This is not a stereo unit. You can see we've only got the one audio output, and if this were stereo, there'd be a second one under there. You can see the blank where it would go. So that was kind of a little disappointing to see. I thought that for something as high-end as this, it would have had stereo audio, but oh well, it's not the first Video8 camcorder I've got that doesn't have stereo audio. In fact, the one I'm using right now doesn't, so there we go. I think I've done enough yanking, though, so I'm going to go ahead and put a battery on this, or power supply, one of the two. I haven't decided yet, and we'll go ahead and give this thing a try if it happens to work. Alright, if it is to be believed, here is the CCD-TRV16. Here's the camcorder I was using previously to record this video. I must say, I'm pretty impressed with the color reproduction of this camera. The lens does need to be cleaned. I see some spots on it. I think you've probably noticed them before I did. It definitely needs a new 2025 battery. So busy trying to break things in here. I wonder if this has the modified night shot or not. I think it does. No, yeah, it does. Sort of. I mean, you can still use it in what I would consider to be a bright lighting condition, but I certainly wouldn't make a habit of it. Go around and take this thing on a little bit of a test. If I can actually get out of here. I've had to move things around in order to get situated for this video. And that just caused a crap avalanche. Anyway. Let's see here. Night shot definitely works fairly well. Opportunity to just try it out. I see somebody over here has left their light on. This is brilliant. I wanted to check the viewfinder, see if it was color or not. The viewfinder doesn't even work. I had a blank picture out of it, but I hear a 15 kilohertz whine. Well, 15.574 or something or another kilohertz whine, but there's nothing on it, so whatever. Just need a good idea how this camera works. Seems to be working pretty well, which is good, because it wasn't cheap, I'll assure you of that. I'm just going. I am not a fan of compact fluorescent lights. If it were up to me, I'd replace that with a nice LED bulb. Or an incandescent. An incandescent would probably be better, but I think all I've got on hand right now are halogen bulbs. Wish people would quit messing around with this. But that's what people are good at doing, is messing around with things. That's right, twice a day. Should probably fix that. This camcorder supports 16:9 recording. I have it off right now because the other one does not. I read the manual briefly, and it seems like this thing should also have had a bounce fader, but when I follow the fade button, I see a fader, a mosaic fader, and monotone, and that's it. Now, the manual also applies to a couple of high 8 models, so I'm wondering if maybe you had to get one of the high 8 models in order to get the bounce fade. The other thing about the bounce fade is that it only works in 4:3 mode, which I never really did understand, but I guess that's just kind of the way that it is. Anyway, I think I'm going to conclude the video with that, because I think we all know how it works, clean the lens, and continue on with my video making activities. So, other than the viewfinder, and also the knob on the back, the scroll wheel, is rather dirty. Very touchy control. Other than those two things, I think that this camera works great. Well, it did work great until I went and showed that on it. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and I'll see you next time. Till then.